so much for stopping by. So, a couple of weeks ago, I went to the mall and I found a few of those mystery box figurines and bought one for myself. It was really cute actually, so I thought to myself, these could actually make for really cute character designs, and that brings us to today's video. I ran back over to the Miniso near me and bought a couple more. I don't have tons of money to throw around for the most part, so I just grabbed any that were $10 or under, and one semi-pricey one. I wound up grabbing 2 Miko Illustrations boxes, which I'll admit I know very little about, but I'm learning, and a little Teletubbies one. I have one of those as seen on TV stores near me that I saw on the way out, and they were advertising the Labubu figures. Call me uncultured, but I was like, okay, I know that collector's items nowadays are expensive, but there is no way that that is more than $50 to $70, which wouldn't totally break the bank, and that could be a really cool addition to the video. 145! I'm sorry, I can't. But onto the ones I did get. My first box was the stay-at-home box, which landed me with this little figure of Moose sleeping with a gigantic pink bow. I didn't find the pillow and card until I'd unboxed my second one, but they're there. Next up was from the flower box. I got this little figure of Souffle with a couple of flowers, and from what I can gather, she always has this little bear alongside her, so that'll be important to note for later. She comes with a little heart platform to sit on, and I really love the palette on this one. For my last unboxing, it was the Teletubbies box. My personal favorite from the options was Lala, and I actually wound up getting her, so that worked out perfectly. She has this little tutu and a star wand and a little pink bow headband. Overall, I'm really happy with each of them, and I have plenty of cute ideas, so let's get into it. I'm going in the order that I unboxed them in, so we're starting with Moose. Probably important to note that I'm not trying to turn them into Jijinkas. I'm just looking at the figure itself and then drawing inspiration from that to create character designs of my own. So, just looking at the figure, the theme is pretty much sleeping, but if we're going to extract a larger theme from this, we'll call it beauty sleep. So I wanted to give her a whole pajama set and make her super naturally pretty on account of all the rest she gets. She's very big on sort of romanticizing her routines and therefore invests in these super pretty PJ sets. I wasn't sure how to incorporate that giant pink bow and tried to find ways around it. I drew inspiration from those romper pajamas and one of those pink Victoria's Secret robes and merged them. So, the whole design is covered in little bows and just has an overall very pink tone to it. For her hair, I didn't want to do straight up animal ears, so I tried to give her one of those hairstyles where it kind of vaguely resembles cat ears. Lastly, she of course needed that giant pillow, and just to pay homage to the original design, I gave her a little white cat who looks just like her and also loves her beauty sleep. For her pose, since she's based on a cat, I imagine she's one of those people that gets like 12 to 14 plus hours of sleep, so she's just now waking up from a super long rest and getting ready to wake up. I love her design personally, and it immediately made me look forward to get on to the others. Now on to Souffle. The part I needed to sit with for a little bit was how to incorporate the flowers and teddy bear. Eventually, I thought of going in an almost Little Red Riding Hood direction with the design, minus the hood. She is a very outdoorsy type of person and loves to get out of the house and travel on foot. The dog ears combined with the bangs inspired me to give her a sort of bob, and she has a bun on top, so I incorporated that and the bow around it. I gave her a little blouse and skirt, and since we're basing it off florals, I gave her clothes and socks lots of frills. I think in an art form they kind of look like individual little flower petals, and I think it complements the whole look. To stay on theme, I gave her a little flower basket, and she's got a few of them in her hair, just because it's something she enjoys. For the bear, she carries it around with her everywhere. She's had it since she was a kid, and it ties into her character, going into the world with a sense of childlike wonder. She was a lot of fun to make, super pretty design, and it was a lot of fun to piece all of the design elements together into something really fun and cute. Next up is Lala. Personally, I was the proudest of the concept of this design in particular because I felt like I made something really original with it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looking at the design, I saw that wand in the little tutu, so naturally I would think of a child, which, yeah. But let's zoom into that little headband on top. First thing I thought of was those skincare headbands, just with a bow added on top. Mostly because the doll as a whole, minus the plasticky parts, have that fluffy kind of texture, which is really similar to the headbands. Bearing that in mind, I kind of turned it into two separate characters. One detail I did not mention is that on each of the Teletubbies, if you're not familiar, they have little TVs on their stomachs, which brings me to the design. A stay-at-home mom desperately trying to get her self-care time in while taking care of her rambunctious toddler who just discovered her new favorite TV show. I think both of them are really cute. The mom's design is more based around the headband, but with yellow included because it just needs to be, whereas her toddler's design is more on theme with the Teletubbies. I feel like I made her hair way too short because I was just thinking of baby hair, but I don't know. We're just rolling with it. She has the wand and the tutu, and then for her onesie and bib, I gave them the different little antennas that they have in the show. I was really happy with these two, and I hope you guys really like them as well. Lastly is the box that I bought for myself weeks ago since I didn't want to exclude her. She has a really cottagecore / picnicky kind of look to her, which I thought was really cute. Her bangs are most definitely in the middle, but at the time of drawing her, I kind of thought they were more of like a side bang. But also, the flowers on the figurine almost kind of cover her left eye. Her left, not our left. So I gave her a long side bang that hangs over her eye. The actual color of the figurine too is reminiscent of that dusty brown hair color that I think looks super pretty, especially on very thick, long hair, so I applied that to her look. I brought back the hair mimicking animal ears thing, so she has two little buns on the side of her head. Next, I needed to of course toss in the bow theme, so I tossed on one of those big ones that you usually clip onto the back of your hair. And to hold up the two buns are two teeny tiny little bows, and I think it's a nice little accent piece. I then wanted to incorporate the flowers without copying the previous floral design I did, and since we have cottagecore in mind, I applied a daisy print to her dress, gave her some cute socks with her little shoes, and that about covered it. Like always, these were great practice, and I think all of these designs came out really cute, and I didn't necessarily find a single one that I wasn't pleased with. But most importantly, I think it wasn't a half bad use of my money. I got a lot of use out of them, plus they're a cute little addition to my space, which is a massive plus. I have a massive OC lore dump coming up in my next upload, so if that sounds like something you might find interesting, I'll see you there. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night, and I'll see you all next time.